Hello guys, so we are going to continue our class, and last week or in our last class we talked about the if and the ifs. Today we want to quickly go through the ifs again because this if is not applicable on all Excel. So for those that are using the newer version of Excel, you have these ifs. But for those using the older version, you may not have this ifs function. So for that, we want to see an alternative to that function. Then we proceed to if error. Okay, so now let's go. This is the data set we worked on in our previous class, and we told ourselves, or we learned how to get this information with chat GPT, right? So the only thing that we added was our total role, right? We also had our remark, then we have our grade and all of these things here. So now what we want to do now is to use the nested if. So I'm going to type nested if, nested if. So what do we mean by nested if? There's no formula called nested if in Excel. So when you type equals to nested, you will not see anything like that. So there's nothing like that. It is just a name, okay, given to that particular formula. So in our if function, when you type if, just like we did under our remark, so we are going to have the true value and the false value. Okay, we are going to have the true value and the false value. So instead of putting the false value, you are going to what? You are going to start afresh again by starting with your if. What do we mean? Let's not talk too much. So let's go into practical. So we are going to type if. Don't forget we want to repeat this same thing we have under grade. So we are going to select on our total cell, the first cell under our total, so which is 57. Then greater than or equals to, we are working with what? This our score here, so 70, comma, so the true value should be what? Should be a. It should return the value of a. Now look at this, our syntax. You see that when we put our comma, it moves to what? Value if false. But in this case, we are not going to enter value if false, just like we did under our remark by putting pass or fail. In this case, we have more arguments. We have about 6 arguments. So we are not going to use that same pass or fail tactics. So here, what we are going to do is to what? Is to retype our if function again. If, then open brackets, select on the same cell we just selected on, then greater than or equals to what? 60, right? 60. Then she give it what? She give it a B, right? She give it a B. So I believe we understood this process now. So what I will do is to quickly wrap up everything, and so that we'll proceed to the next. Okay. So open bracket, if greater than or equals to, if, okay, sorry, that is if, open brackets, select cell greater than or equals to, that's the next one is what? Is 50. Then you should give it what? It should give a C. Open bracket if, okay, select cell greater than or equals to, the next one is what? Is 40. Should give it what? A D. So if I'm too fast, I believe I have explained the most important aspect of this. Okay, so you should give it what? A E. So in this case now, since this is the last one, as I explained in the previous class, we don't need to use greater than. What we just do is what? Is less than or equals to. So click on 0. Now I think our argument is now complete. You should give this what? You should give it a F. Our argument is complete in this case. Now, we are supposed to end this with just we are supposed to end it with what? With the normal brackets, right? Close brackets. But when you click on enter, this formula will not go through. Let's try it. This is the response we are going to get. So it will not go through because we have too many arguments, and we are closing the argument with just a bracket. So it doesn't work like that with this nested if. So we are going to count the numbers of our arguments, and what apply the same number of brackets. So in this our argument now, we have about 6 arguments. So we are going to count the argument by our grading. Okay, A, that's 1, B, that's 2, C, that's 3, that's the third argument, D, the fourth argument, E, the fifth argument, and C and F, the sixth argument. So we are going to count 6 brackets. We have 1 here already. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we'll click on our enter. So you can see we have the same or the exact results. You can see CC. Okay, so what we need to do now is what is to drag down. So you can see that our answer are the same thing. So it's either you use the nested if or the ifs function. Okay, so I believe that is clear now. Okay, so that is clear. So now, in a case now we were proceeding to the if error. So now we want to do our if error, and we said if error, it is going to return an output if formula has an error. So in this case now our formula is intact, but then just for us to practice this our if error, let's make an error in this our statement. Okay, something like this. Let's do like this. Okay, so you can see it is writing name. It means the formula has an issue. So when you see something like this, it means your formula has an issue. So it's either you see something like this or something like NA. Okay, so this is also an error message, this NA also. So whenever you see something like this, it means your formula has an issue. Your formula has an issue. So we want to customize this our name. We want to customize whenever there's an error in the formula. We want to have a particular thing displayed. So to do that, we are now going to use what the if error formula, and to use that, we are going to come just before this our ifs. Okay, we are going to type if error, if error. Okay, then open up bracket. Then we are now coming down here. Then we type what we want to say. Grade. Let's say not found. Not found, right? Not found. Then we can now close our bracket. So you can see it's displayed what it's displayed not found. So we now have to copy down all of this. Okay, I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So that is our if error. So that will be the end of the class. Thank you.